Dave, the next two things, quick kind of NFL stuff, as we are over an hour. Don't want to go too long over an hour. This one I had to add today because, A, we had a conversation about this last week. 2, the Cowboys are pretty much selling house. First off, they trade Evers and Griffin to the Lions. We already knew about that.
But today, see the Lions buying for once.
But today, the Cowboys tried to trade Dontari Poe and Daryl Worley, 2 people on their defense. Couldn't find buyers, so said, fuck it, you're cut. And cut them. And this, to me, Dave, I want to ask the question to you of going back to our conversation with the Cowboys and, like, should they push for the playoffs and trade for a Ryan Fitzpatrick or tank? Is this them officially entering the tank? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, oh, are you a veteran on our team? Get the fuck out of town. Like, this is we want the organization to have a mentality.
No leadership void, though. Like, we're shipping veterans, but no leadership
coach. You're absolutely right. The leadership
the
criticism.
Symbology.
I was combining the leadership and criticism together. The leadership happened, and I think this is clearly just reactionary. It's like, hey, you don't like it? Get out. Like, you're old. I don't need you. I will get young players who will try harder than you to take your spot, and we'll do better with them. Because Dontari Poe was statistically the worst pass rusher and run blocker. I don't know what they call that. Like, run stopper. Pass rusher, run stopper in his position in the NFL.
Yeah.
He'd applied the least QB pressures. He had stopped the least amount of runners. So he is ineffective at his position. And even with that being said, as a Bears fan, I'm like, yeah, but like, maybe worth a look. Maybe
dude, all the things I've seen on Twitter are basically like,
because ours is out this year.
Bills fans are like, please sign Dontari Poe. Please sign Poe.
No,
that's all
the
I'm
Bills don't need
seeing.
him. Go to the Bears. He was awful. He's been awful all year. But I would still take a shot at him because I'm like, maybe he's just demotivated because he's on a shitty team.
I mean, when fucking, Mike McCarthy's your head coach, like, how are you going to get motivated?
It does raise some questions. It definitely raises a lot of questions. But I think we nailed in our earlier conversation, Ricky. They've picked their direction. They're willing to go young. They're willing to lose a lot of games this year, and they're willing to settle in the draft. And that's draft free agency. We're looking at a big contract for Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. Something that I thought was interesting was they talked about leadership on Pat McAfee's show today. They had a God, what is his name? They had a great interview today on that show with a former.
I'm gonna look it up for you.
Guy.
Just keep going. I'm gonna look up his name.
Yeah, and he's talking about like it's hard to be a leader in the locker room when you're fucking up. Yeah. Like you can't be a B, a C kind of player, like an average player, and be a leader in the locker room very easily. Like you need 10 years if you need like tenure if you've done it. You have to have a history with the team. If you're a leader and you're not the best guy at the position. Now, Ezekiel Elliott is someone who has serious issues with ball control. He has been wearing sleeves when he doesn't need to. People blame that for the fumbles. He loses the ball a lot. He's not the dominant force that we thought Zeke would be after seeing him emerge in this league. My focus really fucking hates me today.
Yeah, it doesn't like you.
So it's just really disappointing that like it seems like with Dak out of there and Zeke not able to step up. Jason Witten, longtime voice in the locker room.
Was it Brian Westbrook?
Yes. It was either Brian Westbrook or who's the second one?
Well, Aaron Rodgers was first. I didn't think it was Aaron Rodgers.
It wasn't Aaron Rodgers because it's Wednesday today.
Charles Davis.
Charles Davis, yeah.
Yeah. So they had Charles Davis and Brian Westbrook.
Yeah. So both those guys kind of spoke on it, but it's the leadership quality in that locker room, and I think they're lacking that. So they have to get players to give a fuck again, and by moving on from veterans who are salty and who are like, I've been on teams where things are run well. This ain't it. Like that's a problem. They have that comparison. If you go get young guys, like, oh well, maybe this is normal. Maybe this is like, hey, we gotta earn our lumps and work through it, kind of thing. So I feel like it's definitely a directional move, and Mike McCarthy going down the route of this year won't be a success, but you know what? We lost our starting quarterback early this year. We shouldn't have those expectations on us. we'll be back next year with the right guys, and I'm going to use this year to find those right guys. And that's the right thing to say. Like, you can't blame him for any of that.
And like, I'm not blaming Mike McCarthy for this. You know who I am blaming?
Who?
Jerry Jones. Like, this is the culmination of without Dak out there, because really that started all this. Like, with Dak out there, was the team perfect on the field? No, but like they were in games. They were coming back and winning some games because, you know, Dak's a really good quarterback that you should fucking pay to be your franchise quarterback. Any other team would be like, oh, we'll pay you. The Bears would love to have Dak Prescott.
He's going to get a similar contract to Pat Mahomes without having the ring. Like, that's the crazy thing.
I mean, but that's it. Like, if you have that, all you want is that quarterback that you can call your guy and then build around him. Like, that's all you need. And Dak is that guy. It's just Jerry's too stupid to see that. But, like, this is the culmination of...
I think he's too stupid to see it. I think he's just negotiating still.
He doesn't want to win. It's business over winning, which is... I get it. It's football. I get
business first. Jerry Jones has always been business first. Winning matters. I know. Business first.
Like what? They haven't won since Michael Irvin's been there, right?
1994.
Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, which I will say, side note, watching the NFL Network in the morning, guys, on Sunday, it's really hard to have Kurt Warner and Michael Irvin talk about things, because usually when they do, they go, oh, well, it ended in a ring. It's like, yeah, but that might not happen here.
I know. They do drop that reference quite a bit.
But like, I blame Jerry Jones. Like, this all is being like, this is all a part of, like, he led up to this. Every move that he's made, the way he like manages his team as an owner and as GM, like, you're reaping what you sowed, Jerry. Your team is bad because of you. So it's like, the only way to change it is, for me, get Jerry out of there, but we know that's never going to happen. So Cowboys fans, I'm sorry. Like, that's all I can say. It's like, sorry you have Jerry Jones.
They will get Dak back. They will be bad this year, but I think next year they'll hopefully turn a new page and be a decent team. Again, Dak can make up for a lot of these problems. Yes. Like, he can make that offense tick. We saw that. That's clear. He is an above average quarterback. I don't want to say a great quarterback. He's above average as a quarterback.
He's a
that's
solid
good enough
starter.
to win a lot of games in the NFL. They've got a bunch of weapons. Yeah. Bunch of weapons out there. The defense is the problem. You look at that defense, you go, you take away CeeDee Lamb, you put out there maybe a Queen who, you know, was available in the draft, but they had to have the bonus pick. Oh, well, CeeDee Lamb, he's too talented to fall this far. We'll just greed pick another wide receiver on a team that doesn't need him. We don't need to get guys on defense who are just born Hall of Fame. Not Hall. I don't want to put that on him already. Born, you know, just uber talented, uber motivated guys who will get that defense chugging in the right direction. Like, that's the problem is they're drafting in free agency moves have put in this situation. You're exactly right, Ricky.